Have you ever sat down to enjoy a beautiful plate of grilled fish, maybe with a splash of lemon, a side of greens, and thought, this is good for me? Is this heart healthy? That's exactly what I used to believe. I'm Harold. 68 years old. Retired teacher. Been trying to eat right, especially for my heart. And like many seniors, I thought eating fish regularly, especially the ones we always hear about, was the smart choice. But I learned the hard way. Fatigue, brain fog, and a few worrying heart palpitations. Turns out, I was eating the wrong kinds of fish. Fish that are loaded with mercury and toxins, the kinds our aging bodies just can't filter out like they used to. And trust me, these fish can quietly damage your heart, arteries, and even your memory. In today's video, I'm sharing 4 fish older adults should avoid at all costs, and I'll give you safer, tastier options that support your heart health without putting you at risk. Before we dive in, I'd love to know. Have you ever eaten something you thought was healthy, only to find out it wasn't? Leave a comment below and type, I've been there. Let's learn from each other. And stick around, because the 4th fish, it's a surprise, and it might be sitting in your fridge right now. Let's start with a fish that sounds majestic, king mackerel. It used to be one of my favorites, rich, flavorful, perfect on the grill. But it nearly cost me my memory. King mackerel is one of the worst fish for seniors. Why? Because it's high in mercury, a heavy metal that builds up in the body over time. And for those of us over 60, that buildup hits harder, especially in the brain and heart. I remember a few years back, I had this phase where I grilled king mackerel every Sunday. Felt like a healthy habit, until I started getting these strange symptoms. Forgetfulness. Dizziness. My heart was fluttering, which made me sit down in the middle of a walk. My doctor ran tests. Turns out, I had mercury accumulation, and the king mackerel was the main culprit. Now here's the twist, not all mackerel are bad. Atlantic mackerel is actually low in mercury and rich in omega-3s, making it a heart-healthy choice. But king mackerel? Avoid it, especially if you already have high blood pressure or heart arrhythmias. Bonus tip, want to enjoy grilled fish without the risk? Go for wild-caught salmon or sardines. They're low in mercury, high in heart-healthy fats, and taste fantastic. If you've ever eaten king mackerel thinking it was healthy, comment below, didn't know that. And don't go anywhere, the next fish is even more deceptive. Now, let me take you back to a fancy family dinner we had a few years ago. It was my 70th birthday, and my son took me to this beautiful seafood restaurant. Guess what I ordered? Swordfish. Looked premium. Sounded healthy. Felt like a treat. But little did I know that one fancy dish came with a hidden danger. Swordfish is one of the highest mercury-containing fish on the market. And just like king mackerel, it's a top predator, meaning it eats smaller fish and accumulates toxins over the years. For seniors, that mercury doesn't just sit quietly. It starts affecting your memory, nerve function, and even your heartbeat. Within weeks of that dinner, I noticed brain fog, irregular heart rhythms, and a feeling like I couldn't quite catch my breath. Turns out, my mercury levels had spiked, and swordfish played a role. The real danger? People see swordfish as elegant and nutritious. But for us, especially those with cardiovascular concerns, it's like eating poison in a tuxedo. Safe swap. Choose trout or pollock. Both are low in mercury, easy to digest, and full of omega-3 fatty acids. Now, if you've ever ordered swordfish thinking it was the smart seafood, don't worry, you're not alone. Comment swordfish surprise below and let's learn together. But don't leave yet, our next fish is even more commonly eaten, and it's one I used to keep in my freezer every week. Now this one really surprised me. I used to think tuna was always a healthy option, lean, full of protein, and easy to add to sandwiches or salads. But not all tuna is created equal. Bigeye tuna, the kind often served at fancy sushi restaurants or seared in expensive steaks, is a hidden risk, especially for seniors. Why? Because bigeye tuna live long and swim deep. That means it accumulates mercury, just like swordfish or king mackerel. I remember last summer, I had a beautiful seared tuna steak at a wedding reception. Delicious? Absolutely. But within a few days, I felt foggy, dizzy, and even had a slight hand tremor. At first, I thought it was just the heat, but it wasn't. My doctor confirmed elevated mercury levels. And here's the kicker. The longer you've lived, the more vulnerable your heart and nervous system become. For seniors, mercury doesn't flush out easily, it lingers, damaging your cognitive health and even increasing cardiovascular risk. What's the safer choice? Skipjack tuna, often labeled light tuna, in cans. It's lower in mercury and still rich in heart-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Quick check-in, have you ever had tuna thinking it was a heart-smart choice? If yes, drop a tuna trap in the comments. But hold on, we're not done yet. There's one more fish left, and it's possibly the most deceptive of them all. You'll find it everywhere, even at your local grocery store, and it looks incredibly healthy. Here's a tough one for me, because I used to love salmon. Salmon always had that reputation, full of omega-3s, good for the heart, tasty, elegant. But I learned something that changed how I shop, and maybe it'll help you too. Not all salmon is created equal. Farmed salmon, especially from overseas or less regulated sources, can actually carry toxins that damage the cardiovascular system, and older adults are at greater risk. Let me explain. These fish are often raised in cramped underwater pens, fed artificial feed, and exposed to antibiotics, dyes, and even industrial contaminants like PCBs and dioxins. And here's the thing, those chemicals don't just wash away when you cook them. They accumulate in your tissues, slowly increasing inflammation, blood pressure, and even disrupting your metabolism. I had a chat with my family doctor, and she said, if you're over 60, your body can't detox like it used to. Farmed fish can become a real threat. So now, I only choose wild-caught salmon. Especially from Alaska. Yes, it costs more. But when it comes to protecting your arteries, it's worth every penny. What about you? Have you checked the label before buying salmon lately? If you're switching to wild-caught like me, comment, smart salmon choice. Stick with me, because up next, I'll walk you through the safer fish you can eat without fear. By now, you might be wondering. Okay, Harold, if all these fish are risky, what can I eat? I get it. I asked the same thing years ago, after I gave up swordfish at Sunday dinners. The good news? There are still safe, tasty, and heart-healthy fish you can enjoy with confidence. Let me share the top 3 that are in my fridge right now. 1. Wild-caught salmon, we talked about it. Rich in omega-3 fatty acids, low in toxins, and a true friend to your arteries. 2. Sardines, don't let the size fool you. These tiny fish are low in mercury, packed with calcium, vitamin D, and, yes, more omega-3s than some larger fish. 3. Rainbow trout, mild flavor, easy to cook, and raised under strict guidelines in the US, making it one of the safest choices for seniors. These fish do more than taste good. They support circulation, lower inflammation, and help manage blood pressure, all without the toxic load of high mercury options. If this list helps you rethink your grocery list, leave a comment. Safe fish equals strong heart. And we're not done yet. In the next segment, I'll show you a simple meal plan using these 3 fish, plus a few ingredients that boost their cardiovascular benefits even more. So what does a heart-healthy meal actually look like on the plate? Let me walk you through what I cooked just last night. Pan-seared wild-caught salmon, seasoned with lemon, garlic, and a dash of turmeric. On the side, a warm quinoa salad with chopped spinach, cherry tomatoes, and olive oil. And for dessert, Just a few slices of fresh avocado and a small handful of sardines on rye crackers. Sounds odd? Trust me, it's delicious. Why does this work? Everything on that plate is rich in omega-3, low in mercury, and supports healthy blood pressure and arterial function. The turmeric helps reduce inflammation. Olive oil supports cholesterol balance. Avocados bring in potassium, great for managing blood pressure. And sardines? They're like tiny nutritional bombs packed with calcium, vitamin D, and heart-protecting fats. That meal took me under 30 minutes to make. And I slept like a log afterward. My heart felt light. My body felt nourished. That's the kind of peace food should bring. Quick question for you. What's your favorite heart-smart meal lately? Share it in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas to add to my senior-friendly menu. And don't go anywhere, we're heading into the final segment. I'll show you a few key habits beyond food that truly protect your heart in your 60s and beyond. So, let's take a breath and bring it all home. If you're over 60 like me, or care for someone who is, this isn't just about food safety, it's about heart disease prevention, mental clarity, and independence. We've learned that not all fish are created equal. Some, like king mackerel, tilefish, and swordfish, carry dangerous mercury levels that build up over time, quietly damaging our brains, hearts, and nerves. Others, like wild-caught salmon, sardines, and trout, are packed with omega-3s and protect the very thing we're trying to preserve, our heartbeat, our energy, our clarity. And here's what matters most. Every time you choose the right fish, you're not just avoiding harm. You're actively investing in your future, one meal at a time. So let me ask you something personal. Which of these fish have been part of your life? And which ones will you rethink after today? Comment below. Let's talk. Let's learn from each other. Because the best health journey is never walked alone. And if you found today's video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to Mr. Harold's Senior Heart Stories, and share this video with someone you love. Your small action might protect someone else's heart, and that's the kind of ripple effect we need more of. Stay wise. Stay well. And I'll see you in the next story.